Hey guys, so AK here, and I am super excited because we are launching our first interview of our Lunch Talk series, which will be a series that we run through Southern Muscle, where we will be interviewing different people from the industry, company reps, company owners, athletes, and so much more. So I'm super excited to bring you these stories, get you to connect with these people, and build some of that loyalty between the brands and mend the gap between us and the brands and the athletes so that you feel like you are, their friends and connecting with them on a one-on-one basis. So this is something super exciting for us, and I hope that you enjoy it. I am here today with Dayan, which is the owner of VitoBest US. This is a new brand that you might have seen at Southern Muscle recently, and I'm super excited to get to know him alongside with you, as well as more about this awesome brand, which I've heard amazing things of and continue to see so many great reports and reviews and things about. So first off, welcome to Lunch Talk with Southern Muscle.
Thank you.
And so to start off, basically, like, who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself and, like, what got you to this point in your life.
My name is Dayan Maderos. I own VitoBest USA. Basically, I started with the company, I would say 3 years ago. Uh, I I did like everybody does, just started going to the gym because of a rough, very rough patch. I was very overweight. I gained a lot of weight. I was 220 pounds. So I basically got I was so sick by, gaining all this weight that I basically started to learn as much as I could about nutrition. I said that I had to change my life and I had to change basically the way I eat and all my transformation for me. And while going through this journey through a family member of mine, that's when I met the owner of VitoBest in Spain. Uh, I showed him basically what I was doing. We got together and we started discussing business ideas. And after many years, he decided to bring the brand here to the US. We're selling in 18 countries right now. We've been open since 1999. The company has a catalog of over 300 products, and they still keep making more and more every year. So we decided to give it a shot and to bring it here, and to compete in this madness with so many great brands. So it took me like almost 2 years just to get all the paperwork. Being in Europe, things are a little bit different. In Europe, we have very strong regulations. The company it's mandatory for us to have like FDA regulations, to have uh, basically the GMP is one from the brewery does, the HCCP, which checks the lab. We have the innovation and quality star for the products. I mean, there's a lot of different level of 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 like checks that they do. Um, Also, being in Europe, we need to own the facilities. We don't like drop ship or do anything like that. Like the company owns two labs and we own two warehouses. We're building a third lab right now because everything we do it needs to be done in house. We're not allowed to basically send a product to be done in a different place. Everything needs to be done by us, and then it needs to be checked by the company. It needs to be tested and approved, and then we can sell it. That's basically the process.
Wow.
Every time we make a new product, it needs to be tested, approved, and then once the product is approved and it starts selling, every batch of that product needs to be retested for the labels. Basically, like each flavor of our protein, for example, needs to have the correct amount of of basically all the numbers needs to be done by batch, by flavor. We can't just put the same numbers for all the flavors because
Right.
yeah, that will that will be a big deal over there, and they'll close us down. In Europe, they don't play.
Yeah.
They if they see anything that's not in compliance, they will send us a letter, and we need to basically scrap everything we've done and start from zero. So it is tough down there. It is tough, but at the same time, it creates a level of quality that is very, very high.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, things like, for example, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and here to have a protein that is grass fed, it says in the bottle that it's grass fed, and then in Spain they were telling me here everything is grass fed because there's no such thing as non-grass fed beef.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be clean and everything needs to be organic and needs to be grass fed. So we don't put grass fed on the label because everything down there is grass fed. They don't buy Chinese products. They don't buy low quality ingredients. They just buy top of the line. That's what the owner basically does. He goes around the world to the fairs and he buys like the best that we can find in order to make the best products.
That's amazing. So just to go back a little bit, what were you doing, or what was your career prior to acquire, or like starting with VitoBest, owning the company? What got you to go into nutrition and
Well, basically, when I was young, my family they're doctors. My
okay.
dad is a gynecologist. My sister, she practices a medical family, and I was going to be in that route. I started studying medicine. I went into nursing. Then I went into EMT. I did paramedic. I started doing
Yeah.
my career towards the medicine side because the family they push you, they tell you what to do. But I really really like sales, so I got into sales many years ago in customer service, and I worked for big companies. uh, CR Jewelers, I worked for Swarovski, I worked for the Sharper Image. I worked for many companies, and I've been involved in sales for many years. Found nutrition, it was the combination of the medical side that I knew with the sales side that I liked, and it was perfect. It was perfect because I do believe in fitness. I believe in healthy lifestyle, and the basics of this business is that it surrounds me with a very good environment, and that's what I like. And I love to be in this environment. I mean, I'm surrounded by amazing people. I'm surrounded basically by healthy decisions every day.
Right.
That's why I like this. I mean, and the plans that we have are huge. I mean, we have huge plans. I mean, this is a company that has over 300 products.
That's
It's
insane.
very big for here for the U.S. It's gonna take time though.
Yeah.
It's not easy, and right now we're starting small, but we have big plans. There's a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah, I can totally imagine. So what are some things that you've learned about supplements? Like being now in this business that
One of the first things that I noticed basically at the beginning was what I mean by that is I remember coaches and trainers and bodybuilders talking a lot about basically exercise, nutrition, and then they put a lot of effort and a lot of research into their workouts, into their weight sessions, into their diet, basically. But once it went into the supplement side, they will just buy whatever. They'll go to the store and they'll just buy something cheap. And
yeah.
then, not necessarily something cheap means that it's good. So I started going into that route and trying to find out and learn more about amino acids and vitamins and proteins and this and that. And what I usually tell people is to try to do the same research that you do into your exercise or even into your diet. Try to do that. Do the same thing
Yeah,
when
like
you
give it the same value.
yeah when you're choosing your supplements, because not necessarily you're buying something that you need, or maybe you're not buying something that the quality is right there with the results that you're trying to get. So just the same thing, the same time that you take to research your diet, just research your supplement. Take, nowadays you can just go in Google and find out a lot of information.
Yeah, absolutely. So what has been like your most memorable experience so far in embarking on this journey with VitoBest?
Well, my weight loss was probably the biggest. It was like it woke me up basically. I mean, just going through the whole process of starting to lose the weight, and every day I felt better and better and better, and it's just incredible because in fitness, if you don't sacrifice and if you don't do the work, you're never gonna gain anything. I mean, this is everybody that you see out there that is strong and is big and is ripped. They worked for that.
Yeah, and they've sacrificed a lot.
Yeah. So one of the biggest punches to the gut that I got is that there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts. You do your diet, you do your exercise, you take that helps. But if you don't put the work, if you're not consistent on your diet, if you're not consistent on your exercise, you're never gonna get anywhere. And once you start doing that, you don't know that. I didn't know that. I said, no, maybe I can miss a couple of days here, a couple of days there, or maybe I don't do my diet 100% and I'll be fine. Oh no, that was a big punch to the gut because I learned that I had to be consistent and I
Yeah,
had
what you
to.
put
It
in.
was a great journey. I mean, it took me basically a whole year of dieting to lose 70 pounds. I went from 220 to 150.
Wow, that's great. So during that time, what would you say was the best fitness or nutritional advice that you received?
Uh, well, the best advice, what helped me the most was learning about nutrition, learning about counting my macros, learning about basically the different types of diets that there are out there. Because at the end, the best diet in the world is the one that you can follow, just the one that you can stick to. It doesn't matter if it's keto, if it's it doesn't really matter as long as you do it consistently. That's basically what I learned. Learning about nutrition changed everything for me. I mean, it completely changed my life because it doesn't matter how much exercise you do if you don't eat right, you're never gonna get anywhere. So
Yeah.
learning about nutrition was the biggest change for me. That
And did
was
you have any mentor or any like influential people during that time that really made a difference in that journey for you?
not really. I mean, I watched a lot of videos, and then because I had the contact of the people overseas in Spain with VitoBest, I kept in contact with a lot of coaches and a lot of people just through the phone, sending us messages and back and forward. I started like getting to know because basically what happens is that you start losing weight and then you get stuck, and then what
Yeah.
happens? And that's when I started reaching out to people, and people kept telling me, "Oh, do this, change that." And that's when I
Yeah.
learned. I said it's 100% diet, it's 100% consistency, and then at the end of the year, you look back and you're like, "Wow, this that was the biggest lesson."
Yeah.
I said, no matter what, you're consistent, you're on point, you're on your diet, you'll be okay, you'll be fine.
That's awesome. Okay, so now going more into the brand, like how did VitoBest get started? Like what was the mission behind the brand coming about?
Well, the company just started. The owner basically got it from his dad, and early in the first stages of the company being born, he got together with the doctor, and they started creating products, kind of like from medical, coming from like the medical side of it. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing something that not that it tastes good, or finding, they were looking for results. That was
Right.
the biggest thing for them. It's like, let's do something that actually works. Like, let's create an amino acid profile that actually helps an athlete. So the combined experience of the owner with the brand and a doctor, they got together and they started on this journey, and they started making better and better, and then they found out, they learned with time that buying the best ingredients and putting the best ingredients, it will give them a little bit of an edge. while making products, and that's how everything started. And then time, and then just people. Right now, we're very big in Spain. We're big in Brazil, Italy, Thailand. They love the products because it actually brings results to the athletes.
That's amazing. Do you know what their first product they came out with was?
Not, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I know that the first year they had the proteins, they had the gainer, and they had their aminos. It was
Okay.
just the basics. It was just the basics. Just
Yeah.
two protein, the way they isolate, and I think gainer and aminos.
So speaking about the isolate, now you can find the isolate at Southern Muscle. So if you guys have been by or even looked at our page, that is the first VitoBest product that we have. Can you tell me a little bit more in detail, like what is that product? Like what are some of the top quality ingredients that you can find in it, and who the protein is for?
Our product, actually, I have it. I have here. This is we have it in 2 pound. That's the one we have right now. We're gonna bring it in also in 2 pound version. Um, Mainly, instead of the brand, I would like to talk about Arla Foods, which is the company that we buy the protein from.
Okay.
Like I said, we go around and we buy different ingredients from different companies. Last year in the Food and Ingredient Fair in Europe, one of their isolates of Arla Foods was the winner. It was number one in their category. So that that like the owner, he really liked that, and he started doing business with them. Uh, the company itself has been growing since 2012. They started to add more facilities to the main plant in Denmark. So now they can create more and more products. The latest addition was the creation of a hydrolyzed plant that is going to be producing hydroprotein, which is called Lacprolan Hydro 365. It has 30% hydrolysis, is the highest in the market. Uh, the protein itself, it's pure isolate. We try not to mix them. I'm going to bring the proteins here to the States in their just basic stages. Like, we're going to have the whey concentrate, hydro, and we're not going to mix them. We're going to leave them, each
Separate.
one of them.
Okay.
So this is a pure isolate Lacprolan 90. It usually yields more than 90% on each flavor. We do have the latest lab report on our website for the vanilla flavor, which on flavor, I believe it was on a scoop of 30, it was like 28 grams of protein, which is like 95.14. And all the ingredients are listed there. I mean, it's just like 3 ingredients, a little bit of cinnamon. We do use sucralose for the some people like the stevia. We did try doing the protein with stevia. It didn't really work out, but we only put 0.06 grams of the sucralose on each scoop, which means that this whole tub has 4 packets of Splenda in it, the whole tub. So that's a very minimal amount of sweetener in the product. At least it's not that much. We try to keep it as low as possible. We have it in 4 flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and the Maria cookie that everybody really likes.
And if for those that don't know, Maria cookies are like the most amazing Spanish cookies ever. Well, I don't even know if they're Spanish. They're probably like European, right?
The Maria cookies from Goya it was actually created in Spain. That's why
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
and they people love it. I mean, it tastes amazing.
Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, they sell them at Publix. They're typically in like a gold wrapper in like the international section, and they're just so good with anything. So I can only imagine how amazing that protein flavor is.
Maybe we can add a picture here of the Maria
Of the Maria cookies, yeah.
so people can see it. But the one of the things that I like about this isolate is that it's really thin.
Yeah,
Uh, being an isolate, being an isolate, what I tell people is like it's really hard to make an isolate taste good.
yeah,
So isolate naturally tastes bad. So when you find an isolate that tastes good, that's a plus because usually an isolate, I mean, you're sacrificing taste for for that cleanliness, for the low carbs and basically no fats. Um, Once you put it in water, we did a test where we put a scoop in water and basically took 24 minutes to dissolve without shaking. Uh,
yeah,
this,
wow.
this isolate completely dissolves in water. The vanilla, if you look at it, it turns like almost clear. You can see through. And being so thin, I like it because you can do it as a pre-workout. You can drink a scoop of protein before you go to the gym, and you're not gonna be bloated. You're not gonna be, your stomach is not gonna be full because it goes right through you, really really fast. Another thing that we did to this isolate is that Arla basically takes out as much lactose as they can. Uh, Here in the States, anything less than 0.50 of lactose is considered lactose free. In a label, basically, anything less than zero point 0.5, you can put lactose free. Now, for us in Spain, lactose free means lactose free. So
Right.
this product has only zero point 0.1 of lactose, which here it will be considered lactose free. But for us, we have to say very low lactose. But we tested this product with people that are actually like severely lactose intolerant, and it just came out with flying colors. It goes right through your body. It doesn't give you any bloating, any gas, anything. This is pure protein what you're taking. So doing it as a pre-workout, that's what I normally do. It worked great because you're not gonna feel full, you're not gonna feel bloated, you're not gonna have to wait, 30 minutes for it to go through your body. It just goes instant. It's really, really fast. So that's one of the things that I really like about this product is how thin it is. It's so easy to drink. And if you drink water, it tastes good. If you put milk on it or any kind of almond milk, coconut milk, it tastes delicious. Really, really good.
Wow. So where do you see your brand here in the US growing or going in the next, like, let's say short term, so like in the next year?
Well, the plans that we have right now is to increase our catalog from one product that we have right now to 15. Uh,
Okay.
we decided basically on 15 basic products to bring in order to have like a kind of like a complete line,
Right.
right? So an athlete can basically take a little bit of everything, and that's how we're gonna basically start ramping things up. We're gonna bring the hydro. I'm gonna have the iso. I'm gonna have the whey. We're gonna have one gainer, the branched chain amino acids. We're gonna have the GFS amino, the health core vitamins, the health pack, the super omega, the creatines in powder and peeled, and also we're gonna have one liver detox and one ketosis. So we're gonna have a total of 15 products. It will be basically one or two of each category, so we can have a complete line. That's our goal for this year. And then once that's here, we're gonna start increasing the line with time. But we're gonna be including one or two products every few months.
Okay. And then what are some of the other products that now are part of um those products that in Europe that you would want to bring after? Like, do you have like vitamins or like natural things like that? Or is it
Yeah. Uh, uh, well, the biggest, the best product that comes to my mind right now, it will be our GFS amino. It's
okay?
called the growth factor system. It was an amino that was created by the doctor. It has 27 patents. It has 44 clinical studies. This product absorbs in the body in 23 minutes. I mean, the
Wow.
recuperation that you get with this, it's incredible. It's a pattern of 10 hours. All our aminos, we buy them from Ajinomoto in Japan, which is right now the number one leader in amino acids in the world. They make all their aminos from vegetable fermentation, so this is 100% vegan, basically. And we add vitamin B6 from DSM. DSM is the company where we buy our vitamins. Is we get our multivitamin is basically made out of DSM and Albion minerals. It is very high absorbing and very high quality vitamins. So that product alone is gonna be it's gonna be a winner. This is actually one of those products that you can feel that is working because a normal session that you do, let's say today you're doing legs and you're doing a really heavy session, and normally you're gonna be sore for 2 3 days. With this product, that recuperation time it's gonna be amazing. By the next
Wow.
day, you're gonna have only maybe one day that you're gonna feel a little bit sore, then you're gonna be
Yeah.
fine, and you can go back at it again. So that product alone, it's gonna be a big seller here. We've been selling it all over the world. Remember that we are new here in the States,
Yeah.
but as a brand, we're not new. I mean, we know what sells and what doesn't sell. That's why we brought the isolate. We know people are going to like it. That product, it's going to be amazing. Our vitamins are going to be very popular because of the brand name of the vitamins. Um, the creatines, we decided to bring the Creatrona, which is uh, this is the new creatine that was created by the same manufacturers of Creapure. The company is called Alchem. It's from Germany,
Mhm.
and they started making this new creatine, which is a double buffer system. The creatinine, for example, is a buffer system. This one is double buffer.
Okay.
It has high pH level. It absorbs faster. You don't need that many grams of it instead of like 5 or 10 that people normally take. With this creatine, you only need 3, and it's gonna be coming here in peeled and powder form. So we kind of want to have something that is not oversaturated in the market because we do have creatine here. We have Magna Power, we have Creatinine, we have all the creatines.
Yeah.
But I decided to bring this one because it kind of sets us aside from the mass market because
Right.
not too many companies are selling that creatine right now, and is new, it's hot. People are gonna like it.
That's amazing. So, I mean, I guess to kind of wrap it up, what is something else that maybe we missed that you want people to know about your products and your brand?
I mean, overall, we we want to be known as a brand that brings actual results. We want to go hardcore into the bodybuilding community. Like any other brand, I'm gonna be sponsoring athletes. I'm gonna be sponsoring competitors. We're gonna be traveling everywhere. We're gonna be in the fairs. We're gonna do a little bit of everything to try to stand out, but mostly we want people to know our brand as something that actually works. We are not avoiding questions. We want people to ask questions. We want people to ask where is the protein coming from, where is the aminos coming from, because for us that's what separates us from the market here in US. The
Yeah.
fact that you can actually research and go into details into all our ingredients. And that's very hard to find and not common in any other brands because other people, you don't know where the ingredients are coming from. Uh, you know, Most of the time is Chinese products, very low quality. So we want people to ask questions basically and to prove to people that our products actually work.
Yeah, well, we are really excited to have brought you into Southern Muscle. We cannot wait to get a hold of some of these other amazing products that you're talking about and to continue to educate our customers on, everything that you have to offer. So thank you very much for doing this lunch talk with me. I think that it
My
was a
pleasure.
great first interview. And obviously, I look forward to speaking to you again when we can like sit down as you start bringing in more products and kind of you can help me educate our customers on them yourself. And again, if you guys have any questions, you can definitely reach out to Dayan through his Instagram. It is going to be available for you to look at in the body. So definitely ask the questions, check out their website, check out the lab results, and come by the store. What we're going to be doing is that we are going to have some protein for you to hopefully test out when you come in so that you can try the isolate, which is already available at the store. And then also keep an eye out. We are doing a giveaway for everyone watching this video so that you can win your own tub of protein. So if you don't have anything else to say, I think that this is it for us today, and we will catch you next week for another lunch talk. Thank you so much. Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.